How long has it been since your state had a competitive race for governor? That's what we're going to find out today. The last time each state's highest office was decided by less than 5%. A number of these were just over 5%, but we're looking for the last time it was under. And we've got 6 tiers of shading according to each decade. Now, most of the states have done it within the past 20 years or so, but we're still going to go through each state, find the exact year, the margin, and the candidates. So there's a lot of data here. If I got anything wrong, let me know in the comments. So the first state alphabetically is Alabama. The last time it was truly competitive was 2002. That was when Republican Bob Riley defeated incumbent Don Siegelman by about 0.2%. In Alaska, the year is 2014. Independent Bill Walker defeated incumbent Republican Sean Parnell by about 2.2. In Arizona, it was the most recent election, 2022. Katie Hobbs defeated Carrie Lake by 0.6% in that open seat. For Arkansas, you've got to go back pretty far, all the way to 1980. Back then, they had just 2-year terms for governor, and Republican Frank White defeated incumbent Democrat and future governor and future president Bill Clinton by 3.8. White was later defeated by Clinton in a rematch. In California, in 2002, incumbent Democrat Gray Davis defeated Bill Simon by 4.9. In Colorado, you've only got to go back to 2014. Incumbent Democrat John Hickenlooper defeated Republican Bob Beaupre by 3.3. In Connecticut, in 2018, Democrat Ned Lamont defeated Bob Stefanowski in their first of 2 meetings by 3.2. In Delaware, it was close in 2004, but the last time it was within 5 points was way back in 1972. Democrat Sherman Tribbett defeated incumbent Republican Russell Peterson by 3.4, and he was later defeated himself. In Florida, most people remember that extremely close 2018 race. Ron DeSantis defeated Andrew Gillum by 0.4%. In Georgia, we've got 2018. Brian Kemp defeated Stacey Abrams by 1.4% in their first of 2 meetings. In Hawaii, back in 2002, there was actually a Republican governor here, Linda Lingle. She defeated future Senator Mazie Hirono by 4.6. In Idaho, in 1986, former governor, Democrat Cecil Andrus defeated Republican David Leroy. That margin was by 0.9. In Illinois, in 2014, Republican Bruce Rauner defeated incumbent Democrat Pat Quinn by just under 4%. Indiana's last competitive race was in 2012. Mike Pence defeated John Gregg by 2.8. In Iowa in 2018, Republican Kim Reynolds defeated Democrat Fred Hubble by 2.8. In Kansas, it was the most recent election, 2022. Incumbent Democrat Laura Kelly defeated Attorney General Derek Schmidt by 2.2. In Kentucky, 2023 was just above 5%, but back in 2019, it was much closer. Andy Beshear defeated incumbent Republican Matt Bevin by 0.4. In Louisiana in 2019, incumbent Democrat John Bell Edwards defeated Eddie Risponi by 2.6. In Maine in 2014, Republican Paul LePage defeated Democrat Mike Michaud in a 3-way race by 4.8. In Maryland in 2014, Republican Larry Hogan defeated Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown by 2.7. In Massachusetts in 2014, Republican Charlie Baker defeated Democrat Attorney General Martha Coakley by 1.9. In Michigan in the same year, 2014, incumbent Republican Rick Snyder defeated Mark Schauer by 4%. For Minnesota, we've got 2010. Democrat Mark Dayton defeated Republican Tom Emmer in a 3-way race by 1.4. In Mississippi, the most recent election in 2023 saw incumbent Republican Tate Reeves defeat Brandon Presley by 3.2. For Missouri, we've got 2004. One-term Republican Governor Matt Blunt defeated Claire McCaskill by 2.9. In Montana in 2016, incumbent Democrat Steve Bullock defeated his successor Greg Gianforte by 3.9. In Nebraska, we've got 1990. Democrat Bill Nelson defeated incumbent Republican Kay Orr by 0.7%. Let's keep going further west in Nevada. The most recent election, 2022, saw Republican Joe Lombardo defeat incumbent Democrat Steve Sisolak by 1.5. In New Hampshire, 2-year terms here. Back in 2016, it was an open seat, but Republican Chris Sununu defeated Democrat Colin Van Ostern by 2.2. In New Jersey, the previous election in 2021 saw incumbent Democrat Phil Murphy defeated Jack Ciattarelli by 3.2. In New Mexico, we've got to go back pretty far. It almost hit 5 in 1982, but we've got to go back one more election before that, 1978. Former governor, Democrat Bruce King defeated Republican Joe Skeen by 1.1%. In New York in 1994, Republican George Pataki defeated Mario Cuomo, who was running for a fourth term, and Pataki won by 3.2. In North Carolina in 2020, incumbent Democrat Roy Cooper defeated Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest by 4.5. In North Dakota, we almost got under 5 in 1976, but we've got to go back to 1972. There was a Democrat in office back then. Arthur Link defeated Republican Richard Larson by 2%. In Ohio in 2018, Republican Mike DeWine defeated Richard Cordray by 3.7. In Oklahoma, we've got 2002. Democrat Brad Henry defeated Republican and former NFL player Steve Largent in a three-way race. In Oregon, their last competitive race was the most recent, 2022. Democrat Tina Kotek defeated Republican Christine Drazan by 3.5. In Pennsylvania, we just missed it in 1994, but back in 1986, we've got a familiar name. We've got Bob Casey Sr. defeating Lieutenant Governor Bill Scranton III. That margin was 2.4. In Rhode Island in 2014, Gina Raimondo defeated Alan Fung in a three-way race by 4.5. Next state, South Carolina, 2010, Nikki Haley defeated Vincent Shaheen by 4.4. In South Dakota, there was a competitive race in 2018. Republican Kristi Noem defeated Democrat Billy Sutton by 3.4. In Tennessee, we've got 2002. Democrat Phil Bredesen defeated Republican Van Hillary by 3.1. In Texas, 1990 was the year. The last Democrat to serve as governor here, Ann Richards, defeated Republican Clayton Williams by 2.6. In Utah, we're going to go back just a little bit before that. We've got 1988. Incumbent Republican Norman Bangerter defeated Democrat Ted Wilson in a three-way race. In Vermont, there was 2014. Incumbent Democrat Peter Shumlin defeated Republican Scott Milne by 1.3. In Virginia, the most recent election in 2021 saw Republican Glenn Youngkin defeat former governor Democrat Terry McAuliffe by 1.9. In Washington, we've got 2012. Democrat Jay Inslee defeated Republican Attorney General Rob McKenna by 3.1. In West Virginia, it's the same year, 2012. Democrat Earl Ray Tomblin defeated Republican Bill Maloney by 4.8. In Wisconsin, we've got the most recent election, 2022. Incumbent Democrat Tony Evers defeated Republican Tim Michels by 3.4. And finally, it's Wyoming. Their last competitive race for governor was 2002. Democrat Dave Friedenthal defeated Republican Eli Bebout by 2.1%. So that's it. Those are all of the states. And the last time they had a competitive governor's race under 5%. A ton of states have done it within the past 10 or 20 years. Some have done it multiple times. The rest of these, though, you don't have to go back too many decades. The states with the longest droughts are Delaware and North Dakota. For those, you've got to go all the way back to 1972. And we've got a few in the 70s and the 80s. But most states are not going to be a stranger to having a competitive race for governor. Even though there's a lot of polarization out there, that's the one office where even the minority political party has an opportunity to get a win. So it's always nice to see some real competition for governor. And this map here might reassure you that it happens far more recently than not. And getting it under 5% usually means that the race was actually competitive. A bunch of these were also pure nail biters decided by less than 1 or 2%. When it's that close, anything can happen. So this is not about which side won. It's about how long it's been since they actually had a competitive race for governor. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about any of the droughts in any of these states? Do you live in a state that has frequent competitive races for governor? Or maybe it's been a long time in your state. Which states do you think will snap their streaks next? What do you think about any of the notable candidates in these races? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.